Today we will discuss about methods for determination of configuration of geometrical isomers. The configuration of geometrical isomers can be determined by two methods, either physical methods or by chemical methods. Physical methods. First one, melting point, where melting point of trans isomer is greater than that of the melting point of cis isomer, because trans isomer is symmetrical in nature, so it will get easily fitted in a crystal lattice. So when we are disturbing the structure, so it needs to disturb intermolecular forces present in that particular compound. So the trans isomer needs more energy when compared to cis isomer. Coming to the example, malic acid, which is a cis isomer. So the melting point of malic acid is 230 degrees Celsius, whereas fumaric acid, which is a trans isomer, the melting point is 302 degrees Celsius. We can compare both the values, where trans isomer needs more melting point when compared to cis isomer. Next one, solubility. The solubility of cis isomer is greater than that of trans isomer. Why? Because trans is a symmetrical molecule where it is tightly held in a crystal lattice. So in order to get soluble, it should break all the intermolecular forces present in that particular isomer. Coming to the example, malic acid, which is a cis isomer, when we are seeing the solubility, 75 grams of malic acid can be dissolved in 100 ml of water, whereas fumaric acid, which is a trans isomer, when we are seeing the solubility, 0.7 grams of fumaric acid will get dissolved in 100 ml of water. So when we are comparing both the values, 75 grams and 0.7 grams, there is a drastic difference in the solubility of both the isomers. Third one, dipole moment, where the dipole moment of cis isomer is greater than that of the dipole moment of trans isomer. Coming to the example, cis 1,2-dichloroethane, where both chlorines are on same side, the dipole moment is 1.85. Why? Because both the electronegative atoms are on the same side, so it is making the molecule more polar. When we see the trans configuration, there is no polarity existing, so the dipole moment is 0. Fourth one, stability. The stability of trans isomer is greater than that of cis isomer, because in the cis isomer, due to steric hindrance, the intermolecular reactions will occur. For suppose, if you are taking malic acid, which is a cis isomer, on heating it will result in malic anhydride. If it is stable, we don't get this compound. Coming to the another isomer, trans isomer, fumaric acid, where it needs 240 degrees Celsius in order to get malic anhydride. Why? Because in the trans isomer, both the acid groups are far apart. We should bring both the isomers to one end and perform cyclization in order to get malic anhydride. But before to that, the molecule will get sublimed. Fifth one, action of heat. On strong heating, cis and trans isomers are interconvertible. That means, if we are taking cis isomer, on strong heating, the pi bond will be broken so that the single bond will be rotated and giving the trans configuration. In the same way, the trans isomer will be converted to cis isomer. Sixth one, under physical methods, that is boiling point, where the boiling point of cis is greater than the boiling point of trans. Why? Because cis isomer is polar in nature. For example, cis 1,2-dichloroethane has the boiling point of 60 degrees Celsius, whereas the trans isomer of 1,2-dichloroethane has the boiling point of 48 degrees Celsius. Chemical methods. First one, cyclization method, where cis isomer is more likely to be cyclized when compared to trans isomer. Why? Because in cis isomer, the two reactive groups are close to each other. For example, malic acid, which is a cis isomer, when heated, we will get malic anhydride. Whereas in fumaric acid, even though we are heating, we don't get malic anhydride. We need to get heated up to 240 degrees Celsius in order to get malic anhydride, but the compound will be sublimed. Second one, by converting into compounds of known configuration. For example, trichlorocrotonic acid. We don't know the configuration of this molecule, but on hydrolysis it will result in the formation of fumaric acid. The configuration of fumaric acid is trans. So, when we are getting a trans isomer on hydrolysis, the starting material would also be a trans isomer. So this trichlorocrotonic acid on reduction, it will give crotonic acid. Stereoisomerism in biphenyl compounds. We know that compounds containing chiral carbons are said to be optically active, giving different isomers. This is an exception where it lacks chiral carbon but exhibits stereoisomerism because the carbon-carbon bond in this molecule has the chirality nature. That means we are not having any chiral carbon, but the bond, carbon-carbon bond, is behaving as a chiral carbon. In order to understand about stereoisomerism in biphenyl compounds, first we should know about axial chirality. Stereoisomerism resulting from the non-planar arrangement of four groups in pairs about a chiral axis is said to be axial chirality. So we can see this axial chirality in two different types of molecules. First one, allene derivatives. Second one, biphenyl derivatives. Allene derivatives, examples cumulated dienes, where these are non-superimposable mirror images and are optically active. There is an example 1,3-diphenylpropadiene. Up to here the molecule is in plane. This hydrogen is towards us and the phenyl group is away from us. On placing a mirror, we will get a mirror image which is non-superimposable in nature. So this is 1,3-diphenylpropadiene, 3 carbons, 1 phenyl group, 1 hydrogen, another phenyl group, another hydrogen. So here consider this part as plane, benzene with carbon and hydrogen. Then this phenyl group is away from us. This hydrogen is towards us. Let us rotate the molecule. So now you can see the structure of this compound. Biphenyl derivatives. Substituted biphenyls show optical isomerism when substituents in these two positions are large enough to prevent rotation about the bond joining the two benzene rings. So this is an example of biphenyl derivative, biphenyl 2,2-disulfonic acid. The substituents are on second positions. They are large enough in order to prevent the rotation. So this is in the plane and this group is towards us. So on placing a mirror, we will get non-superimposable mirror images. 3D structure of biphenyl 2,2-disulfonic acid. 2 phenyl groups. At second position we are having sulfonic acid, second position sulfonic acid. So how we are writing this compound? So when we are rotating this molecule, consider this half is in the plane and this benzene with sulfonic acid is towards us. This group is towards us. So we can rotate this molecule in order to understand the configuration. If the substituents are different, a chiral molecule existing as a pair of enantiomers called atrope isomers are obtained. A means not, tropos means turn. So they are not able to turn, but they will produce isomers. For example, 6,6-dinitro 2,2-diphennic acid. Here this portion is towards us and this portion is towards us. So this is S isomer, this is R isomer. So this is a 3D structure for 6,6-dinitro 2,2-diphenolic acid. So this group is within the plane, phenyl group with nitro group and carboxylic acid group. There is another group with nitro group and carboxylic acid group. So one region is perpendicular to another region. We can rotate this molecule. So here we can see this portion is towards us, this portion with nitro group, and here this portion is towards us with carboxylic acid group. So at one particular point we can see the chirality of the molecule. We are not having any chiral carbon, but it is exhibiting chirality. You can see this orientation. So the chirality produced due to this single bond, which is restricted in its rotation due to the presence of all these groups. So it is restricted and it is staying at the same place, giving enantiomers. Particularly for this compound, we will call this as atrope isomers. Stereospecific and stereoselective reactions. In the stereospecific reaction, we will get a specific isomer. Either it may be plus or minus. So if you are taking a plus isomer, we are getting a plus isomer, or we may get only a minus isomer. There will be no other choice for the other isomer. Coming to the second one, stereoselective reaction. So in this particular reaction, we have the choice of selecting which type of isomer we want. That means we will get both the isomers. One will be in major proportion, one will be in minor proportion. So for example, I am taking plus isomer. So on performing stereoselective reaction, I am getting minus isomer and plus isomer, both the reactions. So we have a choice of selecting the type of isomer we need. Stereospecific reactions includes SN2 reactions and E2 reactions. First one, SN2 reaction. As we know, this is a nucleophilic substitution reaction where we will get only one type of configuration. So if you are taking a molecule, on inversion we will get a product. We are performing only inversion. For suppose, here I am taking an example of methyl bromide. When we are treating with the nucleophile, then we are getting methyl alcohol, only this orientation. Second one, E2 reactions. Here when we are taking a starting material, so upon anti-periplanar transition state, we will get a product. For example, here I am taking 1-bromo 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane. So when we are treating with base, we will get 1,6-dimethyl hexene, only one type of orientation. We don't get other type of orientation. Stereoselective reactions. First one, E1 reaction. So here we can see two types of products we got. One is major and another one is minor. One is E configuration, another one is Z configuration. For example, here I am taking 1-chloro 1,2-diphenyl propene as my starting material and treating with base. Then we are getting E configuration compound 1,2-diphenyl propene and Z configuration compound 1,2-diphenyl propene. One is major, another one is minor. Second one, nucleophilic attack on 6-membered ring ketones. So this will also fall under stereospecific reaction. So here small nucleophiles attack axially and large nucleophiles attack equatorially. For example, 1,3-dimethyl piperidine 4-one. On treatment with phenyl lithium, we will get 1,3-dimethyl 4-hydroxy 4-phenyl piperidine. This is one type of orientation. So here our nucleophile is a large one which is attacking equatorially. So if you are taking a small nucleophile, we will get another configuration.